Hi, everybody. Amanda from Social Fuel Media, and I have a few moments today. So I wanted to answer a question that we actually got about MailChimp, because MailChimp can be, I guess, once you learn how to use it, it can be your best friend. But until you learn how to use it, it can be a little cumbersome. So I wanted to help out a little bit this morning and answer the question from Cheryl about how to use MailChimp and upload your contacts. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So just give me one moment and we'll share the screen here. And as you see, I've already started something, but we're going to go back to the beginning. So I'm going to give you the full screen view. And if you have any comments or questions, make sure to go ahead and interact with this live broadcast. I'm going to be popping over to check questions periodically because I can't really see them with my one monitor. So here I am in MailChimp, and MailChimp is free up to a certain point. So for us entrepreneurs who are on a budget, MailChimp provides a great experience. Custom contact is great, but you pay more for custom contact than you would for MailChimp right from the get-go. So MailChimp to me is your best bang for the buck, and it actually has more integrations with things like a WordPress platform and pretty much anything I've worked with. Lead pages, pretty much everything integrates with MailChimp. There are other options out there, like there was one called, I think, Angry Mimi or something, and then there's just a myriad of other different CRMs, but Custom Contact and MailChimp are pretty much the main ones that integrate the best. ConvertKit's great. It's expensive, but it is great, but it doesn't integrate really well with the other stuff that you use. So that's my sales pitch for MailChimp. I make zero money from MailChimp. I'm just trying to give you the best options because for me, when I started out with Michelle, or even before Michelle and I partnered together for Social Fuel, I was looking for ways to do the best marketing possible for the lowest amount of money, because entrepreneurs and small businesses, as you guys know, don't have giant budgets. All right, so here I am in MailChimp, and you'll see up at the top that I have create, campaigns, automate, audience, brand, and reports. So we're going to start over in the audience because that's pretty much the main question that Cheryl had. Excuse me. So, all right, so now I'm in audiences, and for the free MailChimp, I believe you can have 3 mini audiences, possibly 4. And you can do, I think, 3 campaigns, which is basically an email or an automation. And then they start to charge you. It used to be where you could have up to 2,000 contacts and it was all free. And then they got wise that basically everybody was just going up to like 1,999 contacts and then creating like another MailChimp. So mine is free. This is actually a free account. All right, so in audience, I wanted to show you how you would actually upload your audience. So first you would actually create an audience. So over here, it says manage audience. I'm gonna go down to view all audiences. So I actually have, I think, the limit of audiences. It says that I've reached my limit. But what you would do is you would actually hit create audience, and then you would go in and you'd fill out the settings area. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what the settings area actually would look like. So I have to do it this way because I am in the free area. So I'm gonna check and just make sure I don't have any questions real quick. It doesn't look like I do, not yet anyway. Okay, so I'm still connected and you can still see what I'm doing. So that's a plus. All right, so I'm in the settings area. So what you first get when you create an audience is this, okay? So you would give it a name, your audience, a name, and then you would tell the audience, the campaign, or you would tell the audience what any emails that you send out, who that would be from. So then you go ahead and put that, and you would put your email address. I suggest, by the way, that you would put like a name. So you don't just put like info@social fuel media or social fuel media, because sometimes MailChimp and other email providers like this will actually get bumped by Outlook and put in spam. So if you put like a name, it actually helps you get through their filters. So Amanda from Social Field Media. And then in the email subject, it's also extremely important for you to put something that like makes sense, not like, buy it now or something really salesy, because again, they'll take a look at it and they'll throw it in the spam area. So this is just a little tip to help you get through the spam when you send an email out from your audience. So I put today's presentation because this was an automation that I was doing. And then over here, you could enable reCAPTCHA. So if you enable reCAPTCHA, that actually would prevent any bots from filling out, like actually getting into your list. So if they filled out a sign-up form that you do, it would prevent any bots or fake accounts, which by the way, also use email addresses, from getting into your list. Up here, it says double opt-in. That means that if someone actually opted in to be a part of your audience through a form that you create, that they would then get an email that says, are you sure you wanted to opt into this form? So for instance, if you had a sign-up form that was connected to this audience and it was for your newsletter and they filled out the form, then they would get the email, are you sure you want to opt in for the newsletter? And then they would say, yes, that was actually me. So that's double opt-in. And some people love that because, again, it filters out the fake ones and it makes sure that you only get the people that actually want your stuff. And then also in Europe, you actually have to have that. So, and it actually, I think California is saying that you actually have to have that double opt-in on as well. And GDPR, this is actually for Europe and now California, where they have to actually fill out a couple other things in order for it to be legal that you're taking their information. So again, you have to prove that these people actually wanted to be in your audience. So send final welcome email. We're not going to worry about this area here right now. What we're going to do is come down here and it says, do you want to be notified when somebody subscribes to your list? And do you want to be notified every time? Let's see, it says, do you want to email when they subscribe, every single one by one, or if they unsubscribe, one by one, or you can just get a summary, or you cannot be notified at all. And then you would hit save audience. So that's how you would create your audience, but how do you populate your audience, which was actually Cheryl's question. So again, I'm going to go here and it says import contacts. So I'm over here and it says import contacts. So import contacts, and you can do it a couple of different ways. The CSV file, don't get scared by that. That's actually like if you have an Excel sheet and you have the ability to do a save as, you can actually pick .csv as your format, and that's how you would get your CSV file. Very simple. Copy and paste from a file, you can also do that. Or you can get it from an integrated service like a Google Contacts, or if you have Salesforce or something, you can automatically upload them from there. And then I would hit continue. And then we're going to go ahead and just add some fake ones here. If I can find, I probably should have found one first, but let's go ahead and do that. So I grabbed a CSV file and I'm going to go continue to match. So in my CSV file, it's seeing that I have 3 fields. If you have more than 3 fields, it'll come up and it'll be like, okay, I know that you have 10 fields. I recognize 5 of them, first name, last name. By the way, those 2 things, try to keep them separate because it's not only for MailChimp, but if you want to use them later for other cool integrations, it's best to have them separate. But you go first name, last name, email address, it knows what those are. But if I had like a field that I wanted to include that was like, let's say what grade they were in, or because this is actually from a client of mine that's a school, I could actually just tell it what it is. Or if it was their address, I could come in here and hit edit and pick what it was. And then it would upload that into my list. So then I would hit continue, and then it would actually go ahead and upload them for me. But I'm not going to do that because I don't want them in my list. This is not something that I want in my list. So that's how you would actually add people in. Because we're doing a quick overview this morning, I'm not going to go much deeper than that. But that's how you would actually have your audiences. So over here, you hit create. You can create an email, a Facebook ad, or an Instagram ad, which, by the way, I actually don't suggest that. I would do it right in the Ads Manager or Power Editor. I think they just have Ads Manager now in Facebook. You can do a website, a landing page, which is pretty cool. A landing page, you could create like a one-page landing area for people to get to if you don't have a website, or if you want to do like a lead page and you didn't want to do it on your website for some reason, which I don't recommend either. But you could do it here, a postcard, a post, and then a sign-up form, which I'll show you in a second. Campaigns is really all the emails that you've actually done already. So they're right there, and you can kind of work with them. But as you see, it's only the campaigns that are connected to whatever list I'm looking at. So, and then automate, you can do an email that's an automation, an ad, or a postcard. And when I hit email, it's going to ask me, okay, do you want to do a regular email, automated email? And if I say automated email, the cool thing is there's all these templates that you can use. So again, this is a quick overview of MailChimp today. So I just want to let you know, like you could do an automated email if you pick welcome new subscribers and someone fills out a form, they'll automatically go into the audience that you've created. And then this email would actually be, if you wanted it to, instantly sent out. So to keep it simple, for instance, I just did a presentation for a nonprofit. They wanted to get a copy of the presentation, but I wanted their information, first name, last name, email address, so that I could contact them and recontact them. So I had them fill out my form from MailChimp, and then MailChimp automatically sent them the presentation through the email. I didn't do anything other than set it up. And then what I could do outside of that, if I wanted to be really fancy, is have like a series of automations. So they get the first one with the presentation, maybe a couple days later, they get another one with another freebie. Maybe later, a little bit later, they get something with one of my courses, however I would want to do it. But it automatically happens once I set it up through this automation area. And then over here in audience, we talked about that. And then brand, this is where you could set up your templates, your colors, all of that for your specific brand. And you can get reports. So this is a quick deep dive. One thing I wanted to make sure I pointed out is if you go into audience, each audience is allowed one sign-up form. So you can do a couple different types of forms, but sign-up form is pretty much where you're going to live. So if you go over to manage audience and click sign-up forms, you have the ability to choose a form builder, an embedded form, a pop-up, or an integration. So this form integration is like if you have an integration with another company, like a WooBox or something. Here is if you wanted to have a pop-up on your website. This is if you wanted to embed the code on your website so that it's actually there and available on your website. And this is like if you wanted to have a form that you could have a URL for so that people could fill it out. You would hit select. In the case of the example of me doing a presentation and wanting to give them the opportunity to fill out a form, you hit select, you come in here, you play around in here and learn how to do this. This is a whole nother training, but you can add your logo, you can add different fields, you make some of them required so that when you go to your presentation, you have this or a shortened URL, this URL here up on the screen, and you say, if you'd like a copy of this presentation, go to this URL. This form pops up for them in that URL, and they fill it out, and your automation starts to begin. Okay. One other thing to point out for you, and again, this is a quick overview, but if you go into that manage and go into sign up forms, down here, you can actually create a tab on your Facebook page that is your sign up form, so that you can actually have people fill in that form from your Facebook page, then they're put into your automation again. So there's a lot that you can do with MailChimp, and I'm going to go check and see if there's any comments. Can't post comments to some destinations. Let's see. Oh, nope, don't want to do that. Still learning. Okay, so that's kind of a quick overview of MailChimp. And I'm going to bring it back to me, but that's a really quick overview. If you have questions, please post them. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you haven't become a member of our free Facebook group that's called Social Fuel Group, it's on the left-hand side of our Facebook page. Please join it, and you'll get a lot of information. Some things like this. There are other things coming down the pike. I'm always in there. Other people try to help each other with their digital marketing questions. Also, if you haven't liked our Facebook page or Instagram or Twitter, we're to be found under Social Fuel Media under all of that, as well as on LinkedIn. We have a LinkedIn company page. So please support us and like those accounts. And to let you know something exciting, this is the type of thing that I'm going to be doing, but even deeper dive in a new opportunity that we have coming up in January. We are launching a new support that is for people who are into digital marketing, entrepreneurs, small business owners, people who need the support, coaches of someone that can help them with their digital marketing on a regular basis. So that's going to be called Accelerator, and our Accelerator will begin in January. Another really cool thing about that Accelerator is the fact that we'll have office hours. So our office hours will be every 2 weeks. We'll be answering questions and really digging deep into your specific business. So you'll be getting really customized information to help you, as well as training from me. And you will be getting the opportunity to have all of our e-courses that we're launching. First one being Facebook ads, and it's a good one. It basically tells you how to do Facebook ads and have them work. So, which a lot of people think they don't work. It's because they're doing it wrong. So we'll have that first one that is available to you, and that will be coming in January as we roll out the membership group. So all of that's going to be coming in January. So make sure to stay tuned and get into our free group so that you can hear all about it and be a part of our launch. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic holiday and enjoy your time with friends and family. And again, if you have any questions, just let us know. Post them in the comments. Bye, guys.